this character so far behind on this list? Well, this is a top 100, and in the history of animation itself, there are so many characters that hold major weight. Many contenders have much importance to the medium itself. Besides, just because something is rated lower doesn't mean that it's not as important or less great as something ranked higher. Instead, it's a matter of its importance being overshadowed by those that came after and were inspired by it. This is the case with the 98th pig, Porky Pig. Making his debut in the 1935 short I Haven't Got a Hat, Porky established himself as a character that came at the right time to save a studio's reputation after their star character, Bosko, left for MGM with its creators Hugh Harman and Rudolph Ising in tow. What can be said about this lovable pig? Well, his importance in animation is more than most might imagine. As mentioned, he started as a replacement for Bosko after Harman and Ising left Warner Bros. In 1933 after a falling out with Leon Schlesinger. His path to cartoon stardom is much more than being a replacement. The character ended up being a sort of flagship character that helped Warner Bros. Animation Studio to usher in other characters that would become vital to their history, including Daffy Duck, as he first appeared in a Porky Pig short, 1937's Porky's Duck Hunt. Of course, he is mostly known for his trademark stuttering, a trait that can be divisive in today's era, as many do have the same speech impediment in real life, something that I struggled with in my life. That same trait is what gives the character his charm. As soon as you heard Porky at the end of a short telling the viewer, "That's all, folks," you knew you were watching a Looney Tunes short. Many consider Bugs the trademark character of Warner Bros. Animation, and yes, he is on this list, obviously. But Porky Pig is just as recognizable as Bugs is. From his depiction as a straight man to Daffy Duck's wackiness, playing opposite to Sylvester the Cat, to being one of the spokesmen for Six Flags theme parks, and being a movie star with appearances in both Space Jam movies. Porky has many hats and excelled at being a character that you can rely on to make the audience watch the shorts. Not only that, Porky Pig would appear in a whopping 101 shorts ranging from 1935 to 1966. Years later, Steven Spielberg, Paul Dini, and Tom Ruegger would make a variation of the character named Hampton, a clean freak, but somehow sharing the same traits as his mentor. Being the sidekick to Plucky Duck as Porky was to Daffy. The character is often dismissed in comparison to Bugs and Daffy, but without a character like Porky, many of the shorts, particularly the ones with Daffy in them, wouldn't have worked as well without him in them. He was the definition of the straight man, a character that is meant to enhance a very comedic character on screen. It's a comedic staple that existed before Porky's creation, but only a few characters in animation do it as well as Porky Pig does. Porky's role in cartoons was very vital as it ushered many that emulated his archetype, such as Pinky and the Brain, the aforementioned Hampton and Plucky dynamic, and even modern cartoon stars such as SpongeBob SquarePants and Patrick Star. In other words, if you have ever seen a character that served as a sidekick, you can bet that they had at least one trait from Porky Pig. Porky Pig wasn't considered the best character, but you would be hard-pressed to find a character that has the flexibility that he has. He was the epitome of the everyman. His legacy can't ever be denied in the annals of history. Considering that he and Daffy are back together once more in an all-new movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up, Porky will get to showcase his true talent on screen as he did in the days of old. So in other words, his legacy isn't fading anytime soon. With that said,
That's all, folks.